You've probably heard it 100 times, haven't you? Just keep walking. As long as you walk every day, you'll stay healthy. And you believed it. You put on your comfortable shoes, you head out every morning, you take your laps around the neighborhood or stroll through the mall. You feel good that you're moving, and you should. Because walking is good. But let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself for a moment. Have you ever noticed that even with all that walking, some things are still changing? Maybe your knees feel a little stiffer than they used to. Maybe you catch yourself grabbing the handrail going up the stairs, even though that used to be easy. Or perhaps after standing for a while, you feel that strange tiredness in your legs. Simple things like getting up from a chair, reaching for something on a high shelf, or carrying the groceries suddenly feel like more of an effort than they did just a few years ago. You might tell yourself, well, that's just aging. And yes, aging does bring changes. But here's something that most people aren't told: walking alone isn't always enough. You see, as you move into your 60s, 70s, and beyond, your body starts going through some very specific changes. Your muscles slowly lose strength. Your balance gets a little shakier. Your joints stiffen up. Your flexibility fades little by little. And even your brain and heart need a bit more than a casual walk to stay sharp and strong. The truth is, walking keeps you moving in one straight line, forward. But life doesn't happen in a straight line. You turn. You reach. You bend. You balance. You carry. And that's exactly where many people over 60 start to quietly lose the abilities that matter most for their independence. Not because they aren't trying, but because nobody ever told them what else they need to be doing alongside walking. That's why this video is so important for you. Because today, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple exercises that pick up where walking leaves off. These aren't complicated. You don't need a gym. You don't need special equipment. And you don't need to be a fitness expert to start. You just need to know where to focus. And once you add these into your routine, even just a few minutes a day, you'll feel stronger, steadier, and more in control of your body again. You'll move through your day with more confidence, knowing you've done something powerful to protect your independence. So if you've ever felt like walking isn't quite enough anymore, if you've quietly noticed those small changes creeping in, if you care about staying strong and active as you age, go ahead and type "I'm ready" in the comments right now. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Elderly Health Central, where every day we share simple, powerful ways to help you age with strength, confidence, and dignity. Now, let's get right into it, starting with exercise number 1, balance and stability. You may not have noticed it at first. It starts small. Maybe one day, you're stepping off a curb and feel yourself pause. Just for a split second. Or maybe when you're reaching for something high in the kitchen, your hand instinctively looks for the counter or the cabinet handle to steady yourself. These little adjustments, the slight hesitation, the quiet bracing, are your body's way of whispering that your balance muscles aren't quite as sharp as they used to be. And you wouldn't be alone. This happens to so many people over 60. Not because you're not active, you walk daily. But because walking mostly moves your body forward, in a straight line. Life, however, doesn't just happen forward. Life requires turns, reaching, bending, reacting. As we age, the small stabilizing muscles, in your feet, ankles, hips, and especially your core, slowly weaken if they're not challenged regularly. These muscles are your body's silent protectors. They keep you upright when you step on uneven ground. They catch you if you trip unexpectedly. They steady you when you turn suddenly. But walking simply doesn't train them enough. Many people assume that walking itself keeps their balance sharp. But balance isn't about the act of walking, it's about how well your body reacts when something unexpected happens. A slip on a wet floor. A sudden step backward to avoid a pet underfoot. An unsteady curb. And that's why adding just a few balance exercises into your routine makes all the difference. You don't need a gym. You don't need special equipment. You just need to gently challenge your balance every day. For example, try standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Hold on to the counter if needed. Practice walking heel to toe slowly along a hallway, like you're walking on a straight line. Do simple side steps back and forth while watching TV. Gentle Tai Chi moves can also help retrain your balance naturally. Even 5 minutes a day will start reawakening those stabilizer muscles. You'll feel more steady, more secure, and you'll quietly reduce your risk of dangerous falls. But balance is only one part of the puzzle. Because even with perfect balance, your body still needs strength, real, daily strength, to support you. Exercise number 2, strength training. You may have started noticing it in small ways. You sit in your favorite chair and find yourself using your arms more to push yourself up. Or those grocery bags feel heavier than they used to. Or carrying your grandchild leaves you feeling surprisingly tired. That's not weakness of will. That's your muscles quietly shrinking, something that happens naturally after 60 unless you actively work to maintain them. It's called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that occurs with aging. Most people lose 3% to 5% of muscle mass every decade after 60. That may not sound like much, until you feel it in your legs, your back, your arms. And here's the key truth: walking doesn't challenge your muscles enough to stop this loss. It's a gentle motion, yes. But it doesn't place enough demand on your muscles to rebuild and stay strong. That's why many people who walk daily still feel themselves getting weaker over time. Sadly, many older adults avoid strength exercises altogether. They think it's too dangerous, or too complicated, or something only for younger people. But the reality is, light, controlled strength training is one of the safest and most effective things you can do to maintain independence. And it doesn't have to involve heavy weights or intimidating gym equipment. Start small, wall push-ups, simply leaning into a wall and pressing away. Chair squats, slowly lowering into and rising out of a sturdy chair. Lifting light household objects, like soup cans or small water bottles. Gentle resistance bands that give your muscles just enough challenge. These simple moves strengthen your legs, arms, back, and core, the muscles you use every single day. Strength isn't about building big muscles, it's about protecting your ability to move, lift, stand, and carry with ease. And as you build strength, you'll notice your confidence growing too. But strength alone isn't enough if your muscles and joints feel tight and stiff. That's where flexibility steps in. Exercise number 3, flexibility and stretching. You may have experienced it already, that stiffness in the morning as you get out of bed. Or you find it a little harder to reach behind you while driving to check your blind spot. Or bending over to tie your shoes feels a bit tighter than it once did. These are all signs of flexibility quietly fading. Not suddenly, but gradually, as muscles and tendons tighten with age. Walking doesn't fully stretch these tissues. In fact, repetitive walking often shortens the hip flexors and leaves other muscles underused. Many people assume this stiffness is simply a part of getting older. But here's the good news: consistent, gentle stretching can preserve and even restore flexibility over time. You don't need long sessions, just a few intentional minutes each day can keep your body loose and mobile. Try simple routines like gentle neck rotations, slowly turning your head left and right. Shoulder rolls, bringing your shoulders up, back, and down in a smooth circle. Hamstring stretches, sitting on the edge of a chair and reaching gently toward your toes. Side bends. Slowly leaning side to side, opening up your waist and ribs. These small stretches help your body move more freely. They reduce that tight, compressed feeling that often sneaks up with age. And when your body moves freely, your daily tasks, from dressing to driving to gardening, feel smoother and easier. But even flexibility isn't the full picture. Because underneath it all, your joints need special attention, too. Exercise number 4, joint mobility. You may have felt it already. The stiffness when you first get out of bed. That tightness in your hips after sitting for a while. The gentle clicking or popping in your knees when you move. Our joints, the connections that hold our bodies together, naturally lose lubrication and motion if they aren't regularly moved through their full range. And while walking does move your legs, it often limits joints to the same repetitive pattern, leaving other motions unused. Many people assume that simply walking keeps joints healthy. But joints need variety, movement in all directions, to stay well lubricated and functional. Thankfully, joint mobility exercises are simple and very gentle. Try adding daily drills like arm circles, slowly moving your arms in wide circles, forward and backward. Hip openers, lifting one knee gently while standing, then rotating the hip outward. Ankle circles, rotating your ankles while seated or standing. Wrist rolls. Gently rotating your wrists to maintain flexibility. These movements nourish your joints with fresh fluid, keep the cartilage supple, and help prevent stiffness from becoming permanent. When your joints move well, your entire body feels younger, lighter, and more capable. But we're not done yet, because the final piece is one many people overlook entirely: your heart and brain. Exercise number 5, brain and heart intervals. You might have noticed it creeping in. You take your regular walks but still feel winded after climbing stairs. Or you forget little things more often: where you put your keys, what you came into the room for. Even though you're walking daily, your brain feels foggier, your heart feels a bit less resilient. That's because steady-paced walking doesn't always challenge your heart and brain enough to keep them fully engaged. Both your heart and your brain thrive on variety, on moments where they're gently pushed beyond routine. Unfortunately, many seniors avoid this kind of challenge, worrying that it's unsafe. But when done carefully, short bursts of slightly higher effort, called intervals, are one of the best ways to stimulate both your cardiovascular system and your cognitive function. You can start simply. During your walk, pick up your pace for 30 seconds, then return to your normal speed. Walk up a small hill or incline for a few minutes. Try light dancing, which combines movement, rhythm, and mental coordination. Even simple step patterns, like side steps or figure-8 walking, activate your brain while elevating your heart rate gently. These tiny bursts wake up your circulation, sharpen your focus, and boost your energy far more than steady walking alone. And when your brain and heart stay sharp, your entire life feels brighter, more energetic, more alert, more connected. You've done your part. You've walked. You've stayed active. You've tried to do everything they say is good for you. But still, you notice it. The slow changes. A little more stiffness when you wake up. A little more fatigue after doing simple chores. The balance that once felt natural now requires a bit more attention. You sit for longer before rising from a chair, you double-check your footing when stepping off that curb, you grip the handrail on the stairs a bit tighter than you used to. And you wonder, why is this happening? I thought I was doing everything right. You see, this is the part no one tells you. Aging doesn't announce itself loudly. It's not like flipping a switch. It arrives in whispers. In tiny adjustments you make without even realizing. In compensations your body quietly creates to get you through the day. That's why it can feel frustrating. Because you've been walking. You've been trying. And yet, these little struggles still show up, almost sneaking in through the cracks. But here's what I want you to hear today, and truly take to heart: this does not mean you've failed. It doesn't mean your best days are behind you. It doesn't mean decline is inevitable. What you're experiencing are simply signals, gentle nudges from your body, telling you where it needs a little more care, a little more variety, a little more focused attention. Think of it like tending a garden. You water the plants, but after a while, some areas may need pruning. Some might need fertilizer. Some may need extra sunlight. Your body works the same way. Walking is good water for your garden. But now, your body is asking for a bit more care in those other corners. And the beauty of this is, you have the power to respond. Because these are not irreversible changes. These are simply areas waiting to be strengthened again. By adding these simple exercises, just minutes a day, you're not battling aging. You're building resilience. You're restoring what's quietly been slipping away. You're giving your body the extra support it needs: balance, strength, flexibility, joint mobility, and even sharper brain and heart function. You're not just aging, you're aging stronger. You're not losing control, you're reclaiming it. You're not becoming more dependent, you're investing in your independence. And here's the most encouraging part: it's never too late to start. No matter your current level. No matter how long it's been since you've done these kinds of movements. Every single step you take, every exercise you add, sends a clear message to your body: I'm still here. I'm still capable. I'm still building. And over time, those small daily choices begin to stack up. You move more easily. You rise from chairs with confidence. You climb stairs without hesitation. You carry those groceries, pick up your grandchild, reach for that high shelf, and you do it with strength that surprises even you. That's the power of intentional care. That's the beauty of adding just a little bit more to what you're already doing. Your body may have changed, but your ability to make meaningful progress has not. This is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting your independence. Your dignity. Your ability to live your life fully, on your terms, for many more years to come. So, let's take a moment to gently bring it all together. You see, walking will always have its place. It's simple. It's accessible. It keeps your body moving. And for many, it's a cherished daily routine. But as you've seen today, walking is only one piece of a much larger puzzle when it comes to staying strong, steady, and independent as you age. That's why, starting today, I want you to think of your movement like a full plate, where walking is the base, but these 5 essential additions complete the meal your body truly needs. So instead of only walking, remember, add balance work. Small movements that challenge your stability, awaken those tiny muscles, and protect you from dangerous falls. Build strength. Gentle, regular exercises that keep your muscles capable of lifting, standing, carrying, and moving through life with confidence. Stretch your body. Simple daily stretches that loosen tight muscles, restore your range of motion, and make everyday activities feel easier again. Move your joints. Gentle rotations and mobility drills that nourish your joints, keeping them lubricated, flexible, and pain-free. Boost your heart and brain with intervals. Those short, safe bursts of extra effort that stimulate your circulation, sharpen your thinking, and energize your entire system. And here's where I want to hear from you directly, because everyone's journey is personal. Which of these do you already do? Which one feels most important for you to start adding right now? Go ahead and share your answer down in the comments. I read every single one. Your story may help inspire someone else who's been wondering where to begin. Remember, you don't have to change everything overnight. Start with one small habit. One simple addition to your daily routine. Even a few minutes a day can begin turning that quiet decline into quiet progress. And if you found today's video helpful, I'd like to personally invite you to join our growing community here at Elderly Health Central. Subscribe to the channel, and each day you'll get simple, science-backed, easy-to-follow ways to protect your health, your strength, and your independence, all shared in the same calm, supportive voice you've heard today. Because aging isn't something to fear, it's something to prepare for, with knowledge, intention, and love. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Stay strong. Stay informed. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.